So if I understand your question correctly, Pooja, you're saying that one can change one's own perspective, one can one's own thinking process, you can change from being defensive, feeling defensive, to being curious and, expressing that curiosity through your questions. But if from the other person, again, you're receiving more of the same, more defensive statements. And so how do we deal with that? Am I right?
I think
Yeah,
she's
so that's a
asking
good
more
one in
of
the sense.
from the point of view of if I become more defensive. That's what she's
Right,
asking. She's saying the in the
You
right.
should not
conversation.
respond that with defensiveness.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So this is, I mean, this is quite natural. I'm sure most of us have been in these situations, where we have felt this way that, okay, our first one or two questions can be nice and curious and, all. But if we are constantly receiving those kind of similar statements, then obviously we would also. So this is constant work. It's constant work that we have to do on ourselves, and constant, second to second, when we're having a conversation, if you can just take a pause, before you respond to whatever comes your way. If you can take a pause, and it can be just a fraction of a second, the pause, or just, a very, very brief pause, that can help you to make that switch. Initially it will be difficult. Initially you will find it, you might slip into your old patterns, but gradually that change will happen. And you will find that, you're able to respond in a different way. Also, when you show kindness and when you show curiosity, you will find that the other person's response is also different. It's changing.
it's
Thank you.
really one small baby step. Change happens in a very small steps. So one has to
Exactly.
be, highly patient with oneself.
Yeah, yeah. Be kind and be curious.
Yeah, beautiful. Be kind and be curious. That seems
Every
to be
moment,
mantra for
every
today.
second, every second.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we can fail, but we can just get up again and be kind and
Right.
curious.
Of course, that
Yeah,
is part of the
yeah,
process.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pooja, for asking that valuable question again, so that we confirmed that today kindness and curiosity is important for showing that um, coming out of that defensiveness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renu, for that question. I remember that we've had conversations around this, very interesting conversations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is something that most of us will face in our 50s, where our children, grown-up children, will start their new families, and we welcome in more people into our fold, in the sense of, with through the children, a new family, whether it's a daughter-in-law, son-in-law, or their parents. So one has to understand, the main thing that we need to understand is that the children, once they grow up, are, even when they were young, they are not ours to, they don't belong to us. They belong to the earth. So now this might seem like a very, very casual, or I don't know how this is landing with all of you, but this is really a very, if you really think about it, we do so much for our children. So without our realizing, we have certain expectations. We end up that, okay, they need to do this, they have to do this. This is how they have to be. This is their identity, and this is their culture. This they have to do, and they have to follow all that. We have to not, even dropping it would be the wrong word. We should, in the first place, not allow that to even develop. But okay, if it has developed, we have to drop it as parents. So that's the gift that we can give to our children. If we can understand that they belong to the world, and if we, obviously, we've done our best for our children, all of us do our best. So once they're adults, they have the resources as adults to do what they need to do, where they can thrive, where, where they can do what, you know they need to be doing to um, nourish themselves and form new relationships and nurture those relationships. So as parents, we have to be accepting, we have to drop our expectations, be accepting of all the changes, and always be ready to meet them, not just midway, but beyond midway. Does that answer your question, Renu, to some extent?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I think it's a constant thought that evolves in every person, I guess, because we as we go through menopause, we are evolving again through different stages. Perimenopause to menopause itself can be quite different, and added to this, when we have relationships that we need to, just as you feel that you're done with one set of relationships, which can be toned down in terms of taking care of yourself, here comes the next one where, which is a very delicate relationship, and that needs to be maneuvered probably in a very sophisticated way, so that you tend to be friends with the other side, but at the same time, you are able to maintain each person's individuality as well. Yeah, so thanks for that. I think
Absolutely,
it's a
absolutely.
conversation
Very
which is
nicely
not
put, Renu.
for
I think you put it very nicely. Yeah. And
it's
and
not.
and we have to keep our kids as the guiding compass for this. The
Yeah.
kids will guide us.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
that
this
is.
is a topic on its own, because I think many parents would definitely be having questions around this topic. So yeah, Vasu, maybe something in future for you can.
I was just going to say the children are of the earth is a very old poet. Khalil Gibran had said this, that you're just caretakers of your children.
Yeah.
And
In fact, the
if you
quote that
have
I
that,
read, we are just the
yeah,
vessels.
yeah.
Sorry, we are just the
If we
vessels.
just
Yeah.
shift that attitude, that you are just caretakers or vessels, or you're here only to nurture them and let go. In the whole animal kingdom, humans are the only one keep showing this attachment till they die. you know this disattachment is actually healthy for our own sake. It doesn't bother others, but it bothers us, and we actually it affects us more than anything else, this kind of attachment with and look, we all are people pleasers at some stage in our life. When we were younger, we were trying to please our in-laws, right? So our children will try and please his spouse's in-laws, and bring that relationship closer, because they are the bridge. They want their parents
Absolutely.
and their parents both to come together. So we have to give that credit. Take the credit that you have nurtured somebody with value, and look at the way he's treating their parents instead of getting upset that you gave this value to them. I think that will help, that putting
Yeah.
yourself also a little bit on a positive side.
One word in maintaining relationship.
Um,
What is the most important requirement, you mean?
yes, something like a skill, like no, maybe resilience, patience, or not bothering, whichever. It's like
Mm,
not time.
no, compassion, empathy.
Right, right.
Okay, if you want me to choose one, then empathy.
Listening.
Perfect. Listening.
And listening is so
Correct.
important because there are
So
levels of
important.
listening,
Right.
and most of us will find ourselves listening to react. We are
Yes.
listening, and in our minds we're already forming the response to that or our own question, and then we sort of lose out on the gist of what the question is or what the other person is saying. I mean, I'm not just saying in this forum, but even in a general conversation. So we have to listen for the sake of listening, not listen to react. So yeah, Vasu, thanks for bringing that up. That's a very important one.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you, Devi, for that important question. Renu, for your important question. Pooja, for your wonderful question. Thank you, Renu, for connecting us with Usha Ravi. And it was such a joy to listen to you, Usha, today. And with so much passion, you spoke about relationship. And I'm sure that each one of us will take something from this session to, enrich our relationship and improve our relationship. At least I know where I have to work on and what I have to do. And I think I'm going to journal as soon as we disconnect with each other. So, and we will keep in touch, Usha. And if somebody wants to get in touch with Usha for a consultation, please get in touch with one of us. You know, we are 4 members here, one of us, and we will be able to connect you with her. Thank you. Thank you so much.